So you're finally ready to jump into this adventure called travel nursing, and I think you are in the right place. My name is John. I've been a travel nurse for some time now, and I really enjoy it. So much so that I've actually made a YouTube channel about it called No Ordinary Path. It's all about my family of 5 as we travel all around the United States taking contracts and all our adventures in travel nursing. I've had the pleasure of being an exclusive traveler with Atlas MedStaff for the last 5 years, and truly I think that they are the best in the industry. So props to you guys for being here and checking them out. It's a great decision on your part. Now, travel nursing is different than the common way that we have all done nursing previously. There are some things that you need to know going into it, but there are some things that you don't even need to worry about knowing. That's going to be the agency's job. Here's what an agency like Atlas MedStaff is going to look for in a travel nurse. Number 1, experience. And while not policy, I firmly suggest that you have at least 2 years under your belt in terms of what you've been doing as a specialty. Travel nurses are expected to hit the ground running. So if you're really new to this nursing gig, that's going to be tough for you. Sometimes on assignment, you're going to have little to no orientation whatsoever. Licensure. Do you live in a state that's part of the compact? Do you know what the compact is? If you do, make sure you've switched over to a multi-state license so that you're ready to travel all over. And if you're in a state that's not part of the compact, be ready to have to apply to each individual state that you want to travel to. Agency will help you with that. You can do it. It's not too bad. Another thing that you're going to need to make sure that you have in order is all of your certifications that you need to be able to work. Things like your BLS, your ACLS and PALS and things like that if you're in critical care. NRP if you're a NICU. Make sure all that is in order. And furthermore, make sure that type of documentation is digital. You're going to want to manage these documents online because your agency is going to ask for all of these during the whole onboard process. And it will make it so much easier for you and them if you could just shoot quick emails over to them with that information. It's really important to know what you're looking for in terms of location, specialty, shift, and pay. Where do you want to go? Are you a this type of nurse or are you a that type of nurse? Do you want to work days or nights? And what pay range would you like to be into? Be easy to get a hold of. The onboarding process is going to have a lot of back and forth communication between you and your recruiter and also compliance. So make sure that you're available by email, text, and phone calls. And finally, be okay with stepping outside of your comfort zone. I know this is intimidating, but remember when you were in nursing school and that first time you set foot on the unit during clinicals and how scary it was? Well, how about now that you've been doing it for a couple of years? Okay, let's move on to what you're not expected to know, but your agency is. Atlas MedStaff is fantastic at knowing the ins and outs of the whole travel nurse industry. They have taken significant amount of time to develop great relationships with hospitals and health systems to help secure these contracts for you guys. Things like negotiations and rates. It used to be that the travel nurses had to try to negotiate the best contracts. That's a thing of the past. That's all done now by the agency and they work with you. And you can trust Atlas MedStaff is doing the best that they can to get you the best rate. The single biggest advantage of going with a truly reputable agency is compliance. And that's things like urine drug screens, physicals, respiratory fit testing, background checks. There is a whole slew of things that you don't have to worry about being responsible for. You still have to get them done. But the nice thing is that Atlas will take care of all of that for you. You just have to show up with the order in hand that says what you need done there. Other agencies, that's not the case. Trust me, I've had to go and figure out where to make my own appointments, pay for them, and do all this kind of stuff. I hope this has shed some light on this kind of confusing issue of what you need to know and what you don't need to know going into it. Like I said, you guys are in the right place. I love this agency. I've been with them for 5 years and I don't plan on going anywhere. So stick around and I hope to see you out there.